Hello and welcome to another short video. As from the title, we're going to be looking at two things I think you might find useful when programming on the Agon. The first is including external files. You might want these for when you want to share certain routines between different projects that you're working on. Well, the example we're going to look at today is using macros. Again, you could share these amongst different projects. As before, the only tools you need are Nano and the assembler Easy80 ASM. And this is the whole file that we're going to be working with today in terms of the assembly code. If we take a look at the start, what we're going to do this time is we're going to include an extra file. And that file contains the macros that we're going to be using. So what is a macro? Well, let's take a look. Macros are defined so that you can create a shortcut or shorthand to regular code that you might write. This means you can stop worrying about all the different numbers that you need to send to the VDP and actually create your own shortcut. So for example, the one here, macro CLS, is set up to do a fairly obvious clear screen function. We know that we need to send the byte 12 with an RST10 command, but here we've simplified it. We also looked at setting colour of text. Well, here we could do the same. This macro, setColor, takes one argument. I've called it value, but you could call it whatever you like. It sends the first VDU command of 17 and then sends the actual value you want to send. Other examples can take several different arguments. Here, for example, tab2 x, y, again simplifies what you're actually sending. So if we look at the body of our code and we scroll down to the main part, I've typed CLS, the clear screen, set color with red, set background color with green, tab 2 15,10, and then sent the normal text that we've been sending before. I then reset both of them back to the normal levels. You'll notice also further down I've actually included some equate commands which mean every time it sees the word red it replaces it with the number 1, and this is done by the assembler and doesn't affect any of the actual code that's being built. So let's take a look at the Agon. Again, you can see that in using Nano it shows all the same commands but in black and white. If we assemble that code, and load, and run, and so it's done what we wanted. It's cleared the screen, it set the foreground text colour and the background text colour and tabbed to a particular position on the screen. Hopefully you'll find this useful to include in your own files. Further down in the macros file, I've also included an item which is moscall with an argument. So if you're sending commands to MOS, here's a useful macro for doing that.